as you say that, I start to tear up because it was some of the worst months of my life. I couldn't believe it. It was like,
First of all, congrats on your premiere for Little Bites. I know you're very close with that team. How was that experience?
oh, it was wonderful. We premiered at Fantastic Fest, and this was the hometown premiere screening, and the crowd was just great, and everybody loved it, and Cher was there, and so we were so thankful that she came, and she's already seen the movie a couple times, but she stayed in the audience and she watched, and that's really cool that she was there with all of us. I mean, we love that. And I think Chrissy did a phenomenal job in the leading role, and it was written for her. And I think they are just an incredible team, Spider One and Chrissy Fox, and they write and direct and do costumes and do line producing and do all the SAG contracts, and then they do the editing and the sound design. I mean, for anybody who wants to make films, I mean, just follow what they're doing. This is their fourth film, I think, and they've spent very, little money on everything, and they just keep getting better and better. So I'm in awe of them. I just think they're fantastic people.
Well, and Chrissy's my favorite part of Terrifier 3, so she's been killing it lately.
I know, right? I know. I saw her too at the premiere in Austin, and yeah, everybody loved her scene. It's kind of the cold open of the whole movie, and I thought she did a really good job on it.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. And you seem to have an absolute blast in Blue Diamond. How did you get involved in the project?
I don't know. I mean, Sam Fox knew somebody who knew me, and they reached out to me and said, oh, they want to talk to you about this particular project, and would you look at it? And it's a little comedic, and it's kind of a horror short, and I've been wanting to do more comedy lately, so I read it and I thought it was really fun. I've actually done like 4 shorts in the last 12 months, and so it hadn't ever done a short in my life. It wasn't something that I was looking for, but I think it's good for a lot of young filmmakers to start out with shorts, when they want to get money for a feature, just to kind of prove their chops. And I had watched her other short, Fucking Nuts, and I thought that was incredible. I don't know if you saw that or not. Oh my God. I think it's online. It's so funny. It is hilarious. And as soon as I watched that, I said, oh, I really want to work with this gal. And it was all very collaborative, and we had a lot of meetings and talked about everything and talked everything through, and a lot of thought went into making this short. It was like making a feature.
Well, and short films are a great way to be able to find talent for feature-length projects. Since you produce as well, is there a specific element that you're looking for in a potential director?
Oh, I think style is definitely something that you look for, like point of view that feels different than just generally setting up the camera and just filming something. I mean, it has to have an edge. It has to have something that feels a little bit different than other people have. And so that, I mean, she's right there, even though I want to work in comedy as an actress, as far as a producer, I mostly look for things that are scary and more tense, because I feel like it's really difficult to do a feature comedy horror movie. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. It's tough to get that tone right. So mostly for features, I look for things that are a little more tense and atmospheric and scary, and sort of has a narrative of something horrible happening and then whatever. But I do appreciate being an actress and working in comedy.
Well, what do you think it is about Sam Fox what does she bring to the table where she's actually able to handle the comedy?
I don't know. I think it's a great collaboration, between her and the writers and the actors that she brings in. I mean, Desiree, who plays my daughter in the Blue Diamond, is really fantastic, really, really talented. But I also think, Sam has a specific way of, she's really into production design and what everything looks like in the frame.
It was such a gorgeous, gorgeous short.
And it's like, it's a moving picture, right? Film is like a moving picture. And so every frame, every picture looks like something. It's very well thought out. And it's striking. And I think in comedy, you have to have some real striking images, as well as in like severe horror. So let's see what happens with her feature. She wants to make a feature out of this.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what she does for her first feature, because obviously any short film, you're only getting a little bit of a glimpse, and obviously the feature length, that's where we can really see them shine. And I mentioned earlier how we had talked last year, but it was we could just talk about Onyx the Fortuitous. So I have to take my chance now to ask you about Suitable Flesh, because it absolutely blew me away.
Thank you.
What was it like to develop that film and then have it come out to such praise, but then not be able to talk about it?
As you say that, I start to tear up, because it was some of the worst months of my life. I couldn't believe it. It was like, Stuart Gordon had passed away. I was in touch with Dennis Paoli, who wrote all the Stuart Gordon, most of his movies. And I said, what do you have on your shelf that you haven't produced? And he said, well, I have this thing I was going to do with Stuart. And I read it and I immediately knew I had to do it. It was part of my legacy. And so that's what I said to everyone, this Lovecraft thing that Stuart wanted to do. I couldn't do. Who could bring it to life? Joe Lynch. Joe Lynch was on board. We got all the people, we got the money we wanted. We got the actors we wanted. And it was such a passion project for me. And then I couldn't talk about it. And I'm serious. It was so depressing. And I know we had to go through the strike, but look at our business now. Like, he's doing it. We're talking about stuff we're doing, that I'm doing, but a lot of people aren't working right now, and the business is kind of in a slump. And so between COVID and the strikes, we're in a bad place right now. And I think we'll come out of it next year, but it's gone on longer than we ever thought. It was really sad, because I was so proud of the film, and I loved Joe Lynch's work in it. And of course, Heather Graham was magnificent. And I just loved the movie so much, and it was well received. And then it was just horrible. It was just horrible that we didn't talk about it. So thank you for asking me about it. I do love the movie. And
it must have been very vindicating to see it used on like The Last Drive-In and praised like crazy on that. And it's gotten a lot of play.
Yeah. It has, yes. And I think it's a movie that, with all these small independent movies, sometimes it takes a while for it to catch fire. And then we went on Hulu, and we did really well with our debut on Hulu, and it continues to be talked about. And the New York Times just came out like 3 or 4 days ago and said it was a gem to stream. So, Heather Graham was like texting me, oh my God, New York Times sent me an article. I can't open it. I don't have a subscription. Let me show you. Oh my gosh, she was so excited.
Well, you seem to really get along with director Joe Lynch. Do you have anything else in the works together?
I would love to work with him again. We don't right now, but I did pitch something to him that he turned me down on, and he said it's not quite my thing. But then there's another thing that I'm talking to him about. But he's on the brink of something really big at the moment that should be announced soon. That has been a long time coming for him. That's going to be pretty big. That I'm really just wishing the best for him, because he deserves all the respect and love and admiration and work that he can get, because he's just so good in every aspect, working with every part of every team in a joyful, supportive, positive way. I can't say enough about I can't say enough good things about him. I just adore him.
That's amazing. Well, and my final question for you is, which 2025 project of yours are you most excited for the world to see?
Wow, that's an interesting question. There's a few that I've done recently. 2 come to mind right off the bat, and one is Zalman Band, Charlie Band's son, is doing his, well, he's already filmed it. We filmed it, his directorial debut. And it's called, I'll have to think of the name of it. I'll think of it. I can't
It's all
remember the
good.
name of it. Let me think. I'll think of it. But he did this. Maybe you can look it up.
I know, that's what I was trying to do real fast for you.
Zalman Band. What the heck is it called? I did it with Bill Moseley, and we play this creepy couple that lives.
Is it, let's see, I can list you the names of your upcoming projects. Yankee Rose, Teacher's Pet, Subscriber, The Possession of Gladstone Manor. Subscriber. Awesome. There we go. We figured it out.
Yeah. And I worked with some comedians, 2 comedians and 1 influencer kind of model gal, and also with Zalman, who wrote a fantastic script, and Bill Moseley, and we filmed it in Ohio, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to another movie that I did with Mickey Reese. What's that one called? Do you have that up again?
Is it Grind, Possession at Gladstone Manor, Teacher's Pet, Yankee Rose? Those are the only ones listed for you.
Oh, okay. Maybe they didn't talk about it yet.
It might be one of those things where, IMDb Pro has like even more listings. It might be one of those.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, looking forward to those.
Awesome. Yeah. Cannot wait. And we here at JoBlo are big fans of Charles Band, so really cannot wait to see what his son does.
I mean, come on, just like, continuing. I'm all about legacy stuff, and he's continuing the legacy of his father. And for a while, nobody knew if he was going to actually go into the business or not. He was kind of dabbling with other things. And now I think he's all in. He's a fantastic writer.